Hello, this is Anna Stanton. I hope you're having a great day. I want to share with you, I had the opportunity of speaking, being the guest speaker at a leadership workshop just last week. And it was a fabulous day because, well, what happened was the group of leaders from this particular corporation got together and, reviewed. It was a review session for themselves throughout the day. And then they brought me in as a guest speaker at the end of the day. And, they brought me in to speak about leadership and engagement and so forth. And as I stepped into the room, the subject that came up that they were obviously reviewing that morning was customer service. So they asked whether I'd be able to touch on that. So I thought I'd do that a little bit today in regard to the, what is the essence of customer service? And ultimately, it's knowing who your customer is and the pain that they going through based on the challenge, okay, and what it is that you do differently and unique that serves that challenge in a way that opens up new opportunities, new possibilities for that customer. Now, I was asked the question, how do we do that? Very good question. How do we do that? And the first thing I said was, the first thing you need to be is fully present, to be able to listen coming from nothing. Because what happens is, most of the time we're too busy talking and we're not fully engaging. Engagement comes from using all your senses, not just speaking, not just sharing, not just listening. It's using all your senses. And the question came up around, well, what if it's a disgruntled customer? Again, it's being fully present to what in that moment that customer is saying and what they're feeling and tapping into that feeling. So it's acknowledging, being 100% in the moment where that customer is at with no judgment, being calm, collected. And yes, boundaries came up. Now, obviously, there are different standards, and no, not standards. It's mainly levels of respect when it comes to boundaries. So if a customer is, having a go at you, then you need to set a boundary, right? But do it coming from respect, yeah, so that you you are an ambassador of the company. You are an ambassador of the product and or service, and you hold that standard in your grounded communication style, no matter what's coming back the other end, okay? And one of the ways that you can do that is to listen to, acknowledge the actual, once you've listened to what the customer is saying, acknowledge the feeling, the disgruntlement feeling of the customer. Don't mirror it. Most of the time, we reflect it or deflect it, right? It doesn't work. The customer wants to be, well, firstly, listened and acknowledged. That's it, yeah? Listen to be heard with all the senses, including how they're feeling. And when you acknowledge how they feel, so I'm sensing that you're feeling really upset about this or disgruntled about that, and I get it. And what we can do about that is this, and this. And we're happy to deliver that for you. Or, unfortunately, this does not come inside our jurisdiction, whatever the case might be, our standards, our ethics, yeah? We're happy to deliver this, but unfortunately we're not able to, deliver those areas. It's just not in our jurisdiction, whatever the conversation is. But most of the time, we deflect and mirror the reactive feeling that's coming out from the other person. And then you react, as the responder. So you become human reactors instead of human responding. And then communication style becomes what's called head-to-head communication versus heart-to-heart communication. Heart-to-heart communication is when you are focusing in on the human being to human being from, how can I serve? In what way can I serve you? Yes, this is the areas that we can serve you. These are the boundaries. These are the standards. This is what we can comply with. And when you have an emotional intelligence, okay, that is grounded and you are committed to, no matter who it is, this is not just in customer service, this is with your loved ones, every communication style, by the way. And when you're committed to, and I'm just thinking about conversations that I have with my husband at times, it's like when you're committed to the value of why you're there, and you speak through that, yeah, then your customers will hear that. This is what I'm committed to. You don't even have to say that, but when you be that and act that, and you're being of service, it's truly an experiential thing. But if you're headstrong and you're doing the do, you're not even in love with your service, your clients, the product that you're delivering, then you shouldn't be there. It's like we all need to either have lived it, breathed it, delivered it in some way that we know it's purposeful and it's made a change in our own life. Yeah. But if you're just doing lip service, then it's very challenging to have those conversations. So one of the other things that came up was about being able to say no. And it's interesting because one of the leaders had said, I make a promise, I make it a standard of mine that I never say no. I always say, I will get back to you. And I said, how's that working for you? He said, well, I realise that I'm spending more time. He says, I will research. He says, I tell them I'll research it. I said, well, but then your time and your energy is being exerted in those particular areas. But if you already know it's a no, and you know that it's because you're afraid to say no, this is not what we deliver, because you want to be liked, you want to be, wanted, you don't want to be let the other person down or feel that, disappointed, whatever the case might be, that is your unmet needs. It means that you're wasting time and energy, not just yours, but theirs. Now, if you don't know, then let them know. I don't know that right now, but I'm going to research it and I'll get back to you within the next 24, 48 hours, whatever the case might be, right? So too many people are saying yes when really they want to say no, and they're exhausting their time, energy, resources, and their money. And they're wondering why their to-do list gets bigger and their focus is scattered. So a lot of these particular areas, and this is where, customer service is paramount, making sure that you're being authentic and real. And the only way to do that is to know thyself, know yourself well enough, do the work on yourself in meeting your unmet needs and delivering the service that you know you're doing and why you're doing it and with whom and the benefits of that. So obviously when it comes to communication, it's such a broad conversation that we can have because, it's human behaviour. It's human, there's so many different dimensions that come into the human behaviour because of the beliefs, perceptions, judgments, experiences, backgrounds, fixed ways of thinking. So if you want to have a conversation about your communication style so that you can be a better leader, not just in your professional life, but in your personal life as well. It took me a long time to practice this so that I could have a successful personal life also, not just a successful business life, right? So it all goes hand in hand. We're all human beings, and ultimately our human behaviour affects our results in every area of our life. So happy if you would like to check out my website, annettestanton.com, or have a conversation with me, give me a call or personal message me, and have a fabulous day communicating in a style that serves you and your customers and your family. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye for now.